so that
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
Okay, yes, we are live on the Pan-African Daily TV once more. Thank you all. Now I see this is my community. This is the community that I've been talking about. So Dr. Tatah here made a slight mistake and our stream was not on public. That's why you'd see we've been trying again to reconnect and refresh. But I'm happy that all of you are joining. Wow. You see? All my African American siblings and the diaspora. Now I see, because you hear one of you is coming live today, and everybody is just like, no, let me hang out what I was doing. Thank you guys for joining. Your whole crew is here, even though some had to leave because it was really late for them and they have to work in Kenya. It's already, I think, 11 p.m. That was too late, but we have the main team here. So let me just welcome in, the boss man, the CEO, the brother that is changing so much on the continent. And nobody's saying something about that. This is the great big brother. I call it like we call it the big brother, brother Keith Newsome is here, right? I thank you for joining. Please make sure you're sharing and inviting one another. It's time for us to start putting the faces of our people that are investing on the continent heavily, particularly in our young people, and you will never see them on any conventional media. Okay, and they keep talking about how they fund us, how they aid Africa, but they don't even know that most of what is happening on the motherland continent is being fired up by the diaspora right here. So thank you all for joining. When you just join in, please tell us where you're watching us from, as you know, and make sure you click share with one another and invite. Brother Keith, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dr. Tatah. How are you today?
Oh, always is cool as you are. I'm so sorry for the mix-up, brother.
It's okay. My staff they bailed on me, Dr. Tatah. They just we got to go to sleep. They bailed on me, Dr. Tatah. They left me alone on the battlefield.
Okay, no problem. Now, okay, your audience has been here. This is Donald Christie watching from Canada, and everyone is, greeting you. And Mr. BHF. So, of course, you already have people. The boss man on Black Hot Fire. The team is in the background, and you are supported today by one of your great young powerful girls out there, Venice, and she's going to be joining us very soon. But I really just want you to greet the audience and tell them why you are doing what you're doing. I mean, it's going to be a very long conversation, and our brother here, just like us, his channel has been brought down 20 times. He has bailed them 20 times. They keep putting a foot on his neck and his mouth and his ears and everything, and he keeps waking up and he keeps doing the same thing that he's been doing. So Brother Keith is here for the first time, actually, to tell us the reason why he is actually doing this, and not only that, his connection and his affiliation to Africa, all the experiences that he has had, and the need for us to actually build mother home. He's not only empowering the young people out there in Nairobi, Kenya, but he's also doing a lot of businesses out there that are employing a lot of young people. And he's going to be telling us also why it is really time now for us to look at motherland, and why he's so affiliated. He's also going to tell us why some people just scared. Some of us still in the diaspora. Why are we just scared? Why are we scared? To invest on the continent? Why are we scared to even come home? Why are we scared to visit? And then we have Venice here. Venice is going to also share her experiences with us, on the Black Hot Fire, and why actually, and what kind of impact the work of our brother Keith is actually bringing out there. We had all of them, the whole team was here, but like I said, because they work 24/7, most of them are already live now on the show. And when the boss man is here, you know what happens. Everybody's just running, going back to work, and not to. So yes, brother, you're welcome on Pan African Daily Show. Can you, Daily TV? Can you just tell us, who you are, why you've been doing this, how long you've been doing this, and what is your motivation?
Well, of course, my name is Keith. Everybody usually knows me throughout YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else. Like Dr. Tatah says, I've been banned. I've been banned. I don't know how many times because the thing of waking up African people. We are in a real war. And me growing up in America, I was somewhat cognitive of the war, but not really, because white supremacy kind of lulls us to sleep. So I grew up in Los Angeles, California, if anybody wants to know this, in an integrated school. And so I was always told us as Africans, we never did anything. We were nobodies. We were, we didn't have any civilization. So we should be happy that they dragged us into slavery. And I was like, wow, that's kind of heavy, right? So we grew up with an inferiority complex to begin with. And so my time in the military, I was in the Marine Corps. So, but I dropped out of law school. I dropped out of law school because I didn't want to be a lawyer like my father. So I ended up, I wanted to travel, but I didn't have the money, Dr. Tatah, so I could travel on the military's dime without hurting anybody. I didn't want to go to war against anybody, but I did want to travel and see the world on Uncle Sam's dime, right? So when I was in Japan, if anybody been in the military some years ago, you understand they had space available flights. So America being such a big military, you can fly anywhere for free, as long as there was space available. And so I wanted to get reconnected with the continent. And so, like you said, most people in America in the diaspora, like, Africa? You're going to Africa? No, you're not going to Africa, are you? Why? Because I want to learn who I am and reconnect. Why you want to do that? No. They're going to kill you over there, something bad or whatever, Everything we've always heard, we've been indoctrinated, Dr. Tatah, with so much nonsense, right? So it's a fear. It's I don't know how to quantify. It's like a paralyzing fear that they chose Africans. They chose to be scared, and our people were savages, and we were in the jungle. That's why they call them Tarzan. We grew up on all them Tarzan movies. Tarzan beat up all the black people. We grew up with these Tarzan movies of black people getting beat up by this white man and stuff. So we've internalized all this self-hate. So I wanted to find out for myself, what is Africa like? So my first trip back to Africa was Ethiopia. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. So, because my later years, I moved with my mother to the DMV area. Everybody knows that in America, it's called the DC, Maryland, Virginia area when I was almost about to go to college. So they had a large Ethiopia and Kenyan contingent there, right? There's a lot of Kenyans and Ethiopians that live in what they call the DMV area. So I met a lot of Ethiopians, I met a lot of Kenyans. And at that time, I didn't know what a Kenyan was. Kenyan, what is that? Well, it's a country in Africa. Okay. I didn't know. So that sparked my curiosity years later. When I was in the military, I said, okay, let me go to Ethiopia. Let me see what this is like. Let me, get to the motherland and see what it's like. So I got there, nice people, nice, and they kept asking me, Dr. Tatah, I ain't know nothing about the tribal thing. Brother, what is your tribe? What tribe are you in? Tribe? What are you talking about? I don't know about no tribe. What are you talking about this tribe stuff? I didn't know nothing about the tribe, but I got it bad when I went from there. Then later my next trip was to Ghana and Nigeria. But Ghana and Nigeria was really bad. Brother, welcome home. I mean, nice. Welcome home, brother. What tribe? Who are your people? Who are my people? I don't know what you're talking about. So I didn't know what they were talking about. Who are your people, brother? Who are your people? My people back in America. No, your people. Who are your people? I said, in America. In America. I don't know what you're talking about, right? One of my staff finally made it. How you doing, every time? So they were asking me, who are your people? What tribe? What tribe you come from? And I swear to God, Dr. Tatah, I never heard anything about no tribe in my whole life. I ain't know nothing about no tribes. I said, what's this tribe stuff you're talking about? I don't know nothing about no tribes. I'm African like you. I don't know about none of this tribe stuff you're talking about. But anyway, so I went from Ghana to Nigeria, then South Africa, to end up in Tanzania and Kenya. And everybody kept asking me the tribe thing. I'm like, must be a big deal in Africa with this tribe stuff. I don't know. So, but as I started to get inculcated to the community, I was given nothing but love, So I was like, wow, it wasn't what I thought, people were going to be savages and, my mind was just completely corrupted, Dr. Tatah. My mind was corrupted, right? I thought Africa, I said, man, because I thought people were going to be running around naked. That's what they taught me, Dr. Tatah, growing up. But when I got there, the Jesus thing was so big. I was like, that's nothing that blew my mind. I said, wow, this Jesus thing is big in Africa. I didn't know that either, Doctor. I was completely ignorant. I said, this Jesus thing is huge here. Wow. What? So I said, wow, this is crazy. And so as I kept going back, I know that, me studying Dr. Henry Clark, one of my heroes, he said, we got to go back to Africa and we must build there, right? Me at that time, not having no connection, just making connections with people. There's a quote he said, whatever you're passionate in, whatever you subscribe to do it well, but do it for your people. So I got a big mouth. I communicate, right? And I'm organized. So I'm good at organization and I'm good at communication. Right? I have a big mouth, so I'm good at teaching people. So I said, okay. For a time I got married and, in Africa, got kind of put on the back burner, right? But I was still studying everything, right? When I got married, had children, got put on the back burner. As my children became adults, my African dream started sparking back up again, right? And so they had this new thing called YouTube. And everybody was like, Brother Keith, teach. You need to get on and start teaching. Because I was deep into spirituality then. So I started just teaching spirituality, right? Because I had learned so much. And so my channels blew up. Boom, boom, blew up big. But I didn't want to be known as the spiritual guru. I also wanted to, talk about politics and everything else. And when I started talking about those fields and everything else that I knew, the attacks started to come. And so I said, I wanted to build the same thing in America, but build it in Africa. But where do I go first? So I knew, so I tested the meter of all the countries that I went to. And I never told we lost Dr. Tatah. Dr. Tatah come back. Uh-oh. Lost the main host.
Not good.
She'll come back.
Oh, she's back. Okay, she's back. So I never told my staff this, so I went engaged. I said, who's going to be ready for revolution? because South Africans were asking me to come to South Africa and build. Tanzania, everybody said, Brother Keith, come here. But I said, who is actually close to the revolution? And I said, Kenya, because Kenya had a certain lot of conscience. People didn't believe me either, Dr. Tatah. What they see happening in the summer in Kenya, I knew was coming. I told people that. I said, Kenya is going to be the spark of Africa. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to start there in Kenya. Bill, Kenya? Why would you pick Kenya? Why not South Africa? Why not blah, blah, blah? So no, I'm going to put it in Kenya. Because Kenya is going to be, is ready for revolutionary group that's going to affect all of Africa. So, I lost airtime. I guess the camera went off. So, I said, okay, we put it in Kenya. So now we have to make these connections. I got to empower the youth. See, the only thing, the one thing I want to do is employ the youth. Problem with Africa, there's no jobs. And when you live hand to mouth, Dr. Tatah, you can't really think. The Africans live hand to mouth, so they don't have time to think. Mm-hmm. So they got us in poverty, right? They have us impoverished, and the African doesn't have time to think because he's living hand to mouth. So I said, if I do build something, I must come back and give jobs to make it viable for them not to live hand to mouth, so they can actually acquire the knowledge that I'm trying to share with them. Because like I said, like the brother said yesterday morning, right, it's not my knowledge. It's actually African knowledge that I'm giving back to them that's been actually taken away by the Europeans. So all I'm doing is reintroducing them to Africa. So I'm like the prodigal son who was taken away 500 years ago, coming back into Africa, giving them back their information, so to speak. And so I figured that if I get the youth, I always get the youth because the youth are not corrupted. They're easy, they haven't had years of setting propaganda. So if I get the youth to teach the youth, it's easier that way because they're not so indoctrinated. So that was the beginning of Blackout Fire in Africa. So we're also in Uganda right now, and I tried to take it to Rwanda, but that was too much of a police state.
Thank you. Because I know Ewoton will be leaving as a show now, I just want us to hear from the ladies. I mean, the impact of their work, what actually they heard. Penny, Cheryl is already asking, what kind of employment, what do you do, what is your work? Allow you guys to greet the audience first, and then I think this is hanging a little bit. So with you, Vanessa. Vanessa, good evening. I'm sorry, how are you, Vanessa?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Yes, good.
Venice.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Brother Keith,
good things.
you put your name so people would see Black Hot Fire. So how are you?
I'm amazing. I just had my birthday a week ago. I'm currently,
happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. I'm currently taking a gap year, and I'm like starting my creative journey again. I had to give it up for like some other things, but it's something I've really been called to for a very long time, and I just love sharing with people. So yeah.
Wonderful. So like sharing what? Sharing, I mean
There's a lot. That's the thing. That's why I feel like it's a very creative journey, because I've always been like a very active person. I'm like well-rounded. That's what I was called as a kid. I would do like literally everything. So I'm just picking all the arts that I had liked previously, and like narrowing it down to what I actually want to do. Like I'm currently working on my writing. I'm currently working on my music. I'm currently working on like my visual arts and my performing arts. all very hectic, but I love it.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll get back to you. I know your stories are still coming. Yes, Ewuton, you're the lady on Black Hot Fire. How are you?
Great this evening or night. I hope everybody's doing better. Excited to be here. Such an honor. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Sure, you've been my host for the past days. I mean, I was just on the radio a couple of times. I'm seeing all the big work that you're doing out there. Like, how did you get connected, to Brother Kid, and then how did it actually happen? Like the connection where you did. How did you meet? How did it start? How did you get connected? Weren't you afraid? But you sound American. Were you born and raised in America or what, Elton?
Not really. No, I was not born in America at all. You
Yeah,
going to say something? I hear you.
Iriton sounds like I'm from California. When I heard Iriton, I told her she sounds like a valley girl we call from California. But she's never been there. She's never been to America. But that's what she sounds like.
That's
That's
the
like,
magic. Because even when I heard when I heard her speak the other time, like like I said, no, she's born and raised in the US, the accent and everything. Even Venice, like literally this young
No,
people
it's
this
also
time. I
great
mean,
here.
so how? Tell us about you, Everton.
Alrighty. I, in regards to my journey, in regards to how I got connected to Black on Fire.
this you. About you.
Alrighty. You're from Longoria. Born in Kenya, definitely. And
I don't know what's wrong.
I,
Your audio has a problem. I don't know why. Are you connected to the microphone or something? Because when Venice was speaking, she was okay, but yours
mhm.
is not really clear. And what's on?
Is it
Take
heating?
off.
Can you hear me now?
You have
We're
like
hearing you, but not
you have like
nice.
feed-
Not.
you have like
It's really
feedback.
like crappy. Is it? Is there anything you can
Yeah,
take off? Maybe take off your earpiece and try to do it like that. Let's see.
If I take off my earpiece, you'll not be able to hear me.
Yeah, you do. Yes. I hear you.
Try. Let's see. Now it's better. Go ahead.
It's better.
Right. So I just how I connect. I basically got to. Can you hear me right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Not
it's
right,
like,
but at some point it
yeah,
comes. At some point, not really. It's not really clear. And
we can
please.
understand you though.
Okay.
Alrighty. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now radio host at Blackout Fire, but that happened through uh in a flyer that I saw for like an interview for there's a job vacancy through a friend's poster, and I was like, okay, I will definitely apply this because I was basically trying to work on my podcasting, trying to push it in regards to understanding everything. I think like I'm very encouraging and empowering. So I was trying to do that through my podcast. And I was like, maybe this can be an opportunity for me to grow and venture in regards to what I'm really passionate about. So that's how I went to this job interview, did the interview, and Brother Keith was there and the other ladies. It was very comfortable in regards to let's just talk about who you are, your journey. And I was very comfortable. And that's how they picked me. Like Brother Keith liked me and I got the job. And it has been an amazing journey in regards to relearning and learning a lot of things that I didn't know, knew I had to unlearn and learn through Brother Keith. He has been such an amazing mentor, father, confident. So actually everything in regards to a lot of things that I know right now, it's because of him. And thanks to him in regards to unlearning a lot of things that I knew which were not facts, right? Because in regards to what we were taught in the educational system in school, and coming to understand like it has all been a facade and relearning that, it's mind blowing. And I'm still learning a lot. So that's me in regards to being on the Blackout Fire Radio Network.
Wonderful. I mean, you've been hosting me a couple of days now, and we've been talking about a lot of things. And your young people are following, and everything is just blowing up. Now, what is the idea of your audience, and what are they learning, and what are they asking as questions, or what do you think they want to hear more?
Mostly in regards to, let's talk about politics, right? Because we've been talking more about that and how the youth are waking up, understanding that they need new leaders or better leaders, understanding that they are the voice of today. We don't even say like the youth are the voice or the leaders of tomorrow. I can say the youth are the leaders of today. So
Yes.
mostly in regards to the government that we have right now, and also spirituality in regards to religion has been used as a tool for control. So they're trying to unlearn that, and also they're trying to take their place, understanding who they are and how they can play a part in the community, and also through their platform and also through their gifts and talent.
Wonderful. I mean, like when you talk about politics, we know about the Gen Z, that
Yes.
actually blew up the Kenyan youths, and were they actually involved in like coming to talk to you on the radio, or you were on the ground to listen to their stories? How do you connect them?
Right. Actually, we had some of my colleagues who were basically on the ground during the protest, and we had actually a lot of youth who came on the show, and they were basically voicing their opinions out in regards to they want better leaders. They're tired of the control, and the leaders who are not even leaders, they're politicians, and they're basically there for their own interest and not for the interest of the people. On my show, in the morning show also, we had a lot of youth coming in, actually wanted to come on the show and talk about how corrupt the government is, how the leaders are not Pan-Africanist, and how they really want leaders who are Pan-Africanist and basically who have interests for the people and not basically for who, or basically for their own interests. So a lot of youth came in on my show, on the morning show. It was mind-blowing and beautiful to see young people basically wanting the best for themselves and for their kids and their grandkids, because they understood they're fighting for that generation that is coming up in the future.
Wonderful. I'm actually like getting you do because I know you have to leave. You're not even supposed to be here. I think you'll be on in the next, couple of minutes. So that's why I want to use the time with you, even if you leave us
But
after
it's okay.
Venice is still here, and we have
It's a
enough
good.
time with them.
No
So
problem.
like you are really touching these topics that we've been dealing here: Black history, going back to our ancient history, talking some of those hard facts there. Do you have any problem, like people in Kenya, like they surprised or they comfortable with the topics you're dealing with, because these are hard topics, particularly when Mr. Blackfire is
I'm
on?
so sorry. Do you mind repeating that again for me?
Yes, I'm
I'm
saying
sorry.
like what are are they actually getting the message, like all the hard stuff, like they never heard it before, they decolonizing their minds? Is it something that is hard for the young people, even the elders, or you just like it's good to go? Think she's phrasing. All right, let me bring in Vanessa. Vanessa, did you hear my question?
I didn't hear it entirely. Could you repeat it one more time?
Yes, I'm like, what does the youth out there actually want? When you're talking to them about their history, about the decolonization process, are they hearing it for the first time? Do you think that they get it? Do you think that they know that they have to own Africa, build Africa, bring out their narrative, tell their stories? What do the youth and what are your people thinking about the Africa you want?
Well, personally, I grew up in a British school, so my experience is a little bit more like skewed than the average Kenyan, you know, because of the 844 system is so much worse, I would say. But like both of them are equally bad in different ways, and some have pros, some have cons. But for the British system, I would say that we weren't really taught about where we come from, like the history of us or of like the actual like origins of Kenya, you know, Africa, us as a continent. We were only taught like, you know, colonization, you know, basic history and everything about the UK. And I feel like it's very unfair, first of all, that
Yes.
we never get a chance to learn about ourselves and learn about
Mhm.
our ancestors and all of these westernized, you know, topics that are pushed onto us, you know, like different, for example, like stigmatisms against like piercings or tattoos or hairstyles, when like you can go back into history and see all of this significance and, you know, spiritual significance, you know, fertility significance, all with these like things that are stigmatized now. And
Mhm.
we will never get that authentic learning experience from either our elders or our like guardians, because we're like not thought of, you know, like even our own governments, we are seen as just little like mechanical like machines to keep like this capitalism machine going, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
we as people aren't considered actual people. Like Keith was saying, it's the like, when the average Kenyan gets like their paycheck, it's always hand to mouth, hand to mouth. Like some people don't get the opportunities that I do when I went to a British school. Some people don't even get to choose like their own career. And I just find it so very unfair. Yeah.
I mean, like you're annoyed, as a matter of fact, that you never knew all this until now. And most
Yeah.
African young people are like that. But now you are doing all these things for the community. Your peers actually feel the same way like you do, isn't it?
Yeah. I've heard a lot of outroar, especially during, you know, the protests that happened earlier this year. It was very, very insane to see like the different parts of people that were like reacting to the protests, because there were people who obviously they wanted this change to happen, you know, if they were like on the scene every single protest and they were like really advocating for it. And then there were some of the youth that just didn't care. They just, and it was insane seeing this complete polar opposite of people who were fighting for our future, fighting for our rights, fighting for our voices, and other people who just simply were moving on with their lives because they knew they were protected. So why did this bother them? You know what I mean?
Mhm. So I guess, but now that you're getting consciousness, like knowing who you are, so you're studying a lot to know about the continent and all the other countries, what they have to offer, all the things that you young people can do, like the spirit of one Africa. What does that mean for you, to get to connect, with the continent and even with your diaspora? How do you feel much now?
I feel like it's very much finding our true selves, you know, our us before we were colonized, us before the white person, us the authentic version of what we were supposed to be
Mm,
before capitalism, before westernization.
mm.
And we didn't even get to see that future that we had for ourselves, you know?
How do you feel now that you know yourself? How do you go
I
about it? How
feel
do you represent?
I feel very empowered. I feel very lucky. I feel very grateful that I was able to find myself, because some people either don't want to, or some people don't know how to. Some people just can't, because they're not in that stage of healing or finding their journey. I'm just happy that I have a voice and that I'm using it to share with people, even though it's like not a lot of people. I'm like, when I first started off talking like on people's podcasts, I remember the first ever podcast I was on my friend's podcast, and I think she had like 5 listeners, and this was a topic that was brought up. And then I met Iwaton, and she brought me onto her podcast, and then I met you, and now I'm on your podcast. And I'm just very happy to see that my voice is not only being shared with a lot more people, but that I am able to share it with other people. I'm very grateful to be in this position that I know a lot of people cannot get into, or like literally won't even fathom. And I'm just so grateful, so happy, so very lucky to be here.
Wonderful. And one thing, if you see some people like Brother Keith, like even from that history that you were talking about, I think you literally never had thought that, our siblings in America, like your history about the enslaved or the captured, it didn't mean anything to you. How do you used to see them before, and how do you see them now?
I feel like I've I've been like in a British school, I've said, yeah. And in the British school, I feel like black people like all around the world, like in the UK, in Europe, in Africa, in America, we are all disconnected, I realize. And the one thing that I've learned, that no one is telling each other, like people in the UK, they just talk to themselves. People in America, they talk to themselves. But all we want as a collective is to be free. We want to be together. We want to be together again. But there's still a disconnect that I don't know if it will forever be there. I'm hoping it won't ever be there. But it's not my point of control. But either differences in growing up, differences in households, differences in schools, all these minor little differences has created a huge disconnect from all black people around the world. And I just feel very upset about it. Yeah, that's like my main that's my main emotion. I wish we could all just be together, like, brothers and sisters, but
I think that's what Black Hot Fire Radio is doing, kind of like connect us and you too, kind of like
yeah.
you have your space here to tell your stories, to connect with your peers on the continent, in the diaspora. I think you're already doing a beautiful thing. Your anger is pushing you to want that by every means necessary, isn't it? And you go on your podcast and talking like, apart from being on the radio or being here, how do you connect to them to tell them these stories? You have a podcast, you just said.
I don't have a podcast. I literally just started, speaking like what, a month ago. This I've just
Oh,
started, yeah, using my voice. This is very new to me and I'm very excited about it. But one thing I have been doing is talking to a lot more Kenyans, which I didn't get to do as much. But I've been talking to, like, there's this farmers market in Kenya that always happens every Saturday. And I started befriending the vendors, and I realized that we are all the same person. Whether we like it or not, we all are the same person with the same goals, with the same achievements. And we want this future as a collective, but none of us are trying as hard as we possibly can to fight for it, you know? And then summer happened, and you could see the rage and fuel of the youth, of the people. And it just, it's amazing to see how powerful we can be together, how like one talking to one person or another person brings us like this.
we just love you. You're so beautiful, and particularly when you're talking and doing this kind of things. We love you
Thank
so much
you.
on Pan African Daily. If you need a place to share this story, to connect with your peers, we will give you that platform anytime you want, even to teach, even to gather your people here. You're the ones that we're looking, because you're the ones that can talk to your generation, like our brother said, or your boss said already. He did this because he knew young people can talk to young people. So I'll just like to usher in, you take your rest. I'll come back to you as soon as possible.
Mhm.
I'll try to connect the two to, and like, let me get the boss man again here. I mean, Brother Keith, you hear her, you heard her, and I think that's the dream that you wanted, isn't it? Unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, the dream
Thank you.
was the dream was like Vanessa said. The dream was to bring the diaspora back to the continent and build a rapport, an understanding of us as one collective, us as one people. See, we've been lied to for so long, Dr. Tata. I was told the Africans hated us. These Africans over there hate you. I was like, wow, what hate
Mm,
us? What did we do to them? Right? We the ones got enslaved. So I was told that the African hate us, and then they were told that we hate them. So it's been a white supremacist narrative that's been a lie. So me going back to the continent and trying to reconnect and bring love and understanding both ways, because I know right now we have a psyop in America right now that all these Black Americans, they don't want to be Africans no more. They Indians, hate Africans. You ever heard that what's going on in America right now? I know it's a psyop, because all of a sudden when we're trying to like reach back across and unite, whenever we try to unite, there's always some funny business going on with other people trying to come in and divide us. Because African people united, we're a strong force. So there's always some division behind the scenes trying to break us up. So I knew I was going to need the youth to connect to the youth. I'm an older guy, so I need the youth to connect to the youth, give them enough information that they can share and make them cognitive of who they are, because we've all been lied to, Dr. Tata. We've all been lied. Growing up, we've all been told lies. And as Vanessa said, growing up in a British school, she don't know anything about Africa. They're not there to teach you about Africa, except for negatives. And so my goal was to make sure I employ them, teach them, and let them go out and teach their own people, but make sure they're not living hand to mouth, Dr. Tata. See, when we go to Africa, we know we are an exploited people. So most Africans, when the Chinese come in and the Arab comes in, the East Indian comes, they pay our people little to nothing. They're still constantly on survival mode. So I wanted to make sure that my staff would not be on survival mode, because they can't be on survival mode and teaching people anything to live in hand to mouth. They must be able to have decent lives, decent income. So, it wasn't about me getting rich. It's about me, like I said, giving back. If your people are messed up, to me, it doesn't matter how much money I made or got, because my people are messed up. So how could I feel happy? And so with them learning the political structure in Africa, they start talking to their peers, waking them up, because they wouldn't get taught none of this in school about how Africa set up as fiefdoms, as puppets, and none of these African leaders don't really care about you. They're subjects of the IMF, the World Bank. They're all puppets, and that's why things never change in Africa. They all say political whores, and so as they would, like I said, because people were out there doing that protest saying our name out there, Black Lives Matter, because we have woke up so many people, so many youth. It's the youth that start revolutions, not the old people. It's the youth that change everything. So if you arm the youth with right knowledge, it shakes the white supremacist world up. That's why they're scared to death of Kenya right now. They're scared to death because Kenya's never going to be the same again. It's not going to be
yes.
They consider us docile and stupid. I'm gonna be honest. The white people consider us. So because I also had them go to other African countries so they can see outside of Kenya. I've taken them to Tanzania. I've taken them to Rwanda, Uganda, whatsoever. So it was one time when I had Joby and some other staff down in Tanzania. We were renting out this house, right? We were renting out this house from this white individual.
There's echo in the video?
I don't hear any echo. You sure?
I don't hear it from my end, so
I don't hear echo on my end.
Me too. I don't. How does the sound looks like out there? Please, can you? Betty is saying that there's too much echo, and I don't know whether it's the same for everyone, or maybe it could be here her own technique. Go on.
Oh, go on. Okay, I don't hear any echo. Okay, I don't mind. I don't hear no Dr. Tatah either. So anyway,
I don't.
So I had to go down to Tanzania because we had bought land down there, and we were building a restaurant down there. Hooked up with a brother there. He had no echo. I ain't no echo either, me either. So I hooked up with a brother there because at one time, Dr. Tatah, I was paying people. I don't like to toot my own horn. I was paying for the diaspora to go back to Africa off my own dime, right? Because people are scared. So what I would do, I would bring my staff down to Tanzania to hold their hands because they didn't speak Swahili. My staff was always fluent Swahili speakers. So I was paying their room and board. All they had to do is pay for their flights. Just pay for your flight. I'll pay for your room and board. Just get there. And I have my staff there. So you won't be scared because my staff is on the ground. They speak Swahili. So that's what I was doing. Everybody was asking me, I was there for a long time, about 4 or 5 years. I stopped in 2021 because of the pandemic and everything. So this time I had Joby them down there. I was renting a house from this Airbnb, from this white gentleman who lived there, right? And I told them, I said, hey, you guys might, Joby's gone. Is Joby in the chat room? I don't know. But anyway, so I said, Joby, you might experience some racism from these people because the Europeans treat us like garbage. Okay, you're gonna find that out. I didn't know it was gonna be so immediate that her and one of my staff were down, and the white men, for being disrespectful to these two young ladies, wanted them to cook outside, Dr. Tatah, with the mosquitoes, not in the kitchen. Told them, no, you go cook outside with the mosquitoes. They're like, what? What are you talking about? We paid for all this. We talking about cook outside with the mosquitoes, right? So yeah, this is what they told him to do. I'm gonna cook. But he was so used to African being humble, like, okay, we'll just go and do it, pay my money. But I taught them, you don't allow no one to disrespect you on your continent. That's a no-no. That's out. So what happened was they would call me and they was giving this white man the business. He was like, I think these girls have grown up in America or something. Who taught them how to talk like this and stand up? I started laughing. I said, no, I haven't brought them to America yet, but they're not going to be abused by you. I said, you're going to give them their money back so they can go to another place. And so that led me buying I since lost it. I was able to buy a big Airbnb, a mansion, really, because America was cheaper out there. I bought a whole mansion, Dr. Tatah, huge mansion. I said, yeah, I'm gonna bring people here, and I'm gonna let and I'm gonna rent it out. So yeah, so it was a huge. I still got it on one of those. What was that other channel we used to use? Joby would tell me, Odyssey. That'd be the stuff that. So we had this huge mansion that we had, Dr. Tatah, huge, like 15 bedrooms. It was huge, right? I said, yeah, we'll use this thing here. We'll bring the diaspora here, and I'll rent it out. It'll get big. So because actually it was cheaper than me paying for everybody's room and board. I just keep the mansion, but I couldn't keep it because then nobody want to come during COVID. Remember, Tanzania was the only one that was letting everybody come there. Everybody else was locked down. but John McAfee was allowing everybody to come. I'm like, yeah, this is great. I said, hey guys, let's go to Tanzania. Got the house. Like, nah, we're not going over there. So it became too much financially for me to keep it, Dr. Tatah. It was killing me. So I had to, the guy's like, Keith, do you still got the staff? And I sit in the back, Keith, you still got to think we can take the staff down there and party. I'm like, nah, guys, I had to let that thing go. It was killing me. But in the process of them going to Tanzania, they had learned that they were one people still, Dr. Tatah, because they'd never been. Remember, they made us hand to mouth. So they don't experience other Africans. And so it was a great thing for them to go down to Tanzania and understand the Swahili was different than theirs, because Kenyan Swahili is mostly slang in it. Tanzania Swahili is more pure. So see if they can understand it. And so they went down there and they met so many friends. It was all love and brother. It was just a wonderful experience. That just filled my heart with joy. There was a connection with Africa. We're like, Joby was saying, they're just like us. We're just one family. So that was, it was more than I could ever expect it. And even the gentleman we were using to go to build the restaurant in, he was saying the same thing, because he owned his family owns hotels throughout Tanzania. And then he wanted to get me to start a tourism business there, because I know white people control all the tourism in Tanzania. I didn't. I never been on as a tour. I just went. I never went to none of the tourist packages, So he was letting me know, said, Keith, we need to come together and get this tourist thing going. And so I was like, he said, all the white people control it, because we were lied to, because he went to America for college. So that's how he had a connection with African Americans. Really, a really good gentleman. So we met with him, and the plan was to build a restaurant in his hotel, because he wanted like some southern. I don't cook, Dr. Tatah, but I had people I bring in, other people that wanted to come in the restaurant with me and make a southern cuisine, American southern cooking there, because that's what he wanted. And like I said, it's just making connections and realize we all been lied to, and that we're all family. It's such a wonderful thing, because he just opened us with open arms. He said, take this place right here. How much do you guys want to get it for? I told him what I could afford. He said, yeah, come on in, Will. His wife was an interior designer. He said, we'll do this and do this and do that and do this. And just connecting back with African people has been a blessing to me. It's like, wow, this has been a real wonderful thing, that I grew up with so many lies about Africa, and my extended family out there that were Africans. I was like, so whenever I'm on a continent, I ain't gonna lie, I cry a little bit. I cry a little bit. So, that's what I'm saying. So when I brought Iraton in, Iraton's the last one to the staff. She's the new person. I think Iraton's been like 8 months now or something. Iraton, Iraton might think I've been hard on her because I've been going hard at her with the spirituality, but actually no, I went hard on Joby because I knew I was going to use Joby as the African boss there. I wanted that female energy. So yeah, so Joby's actually the boss in Africa. She's head of all the men and all the women. I wanted the female. I wanted the African woman as the boss. So, but it's been a wonderful experience. I would tell everybody, come back and invest in Africa. Hook up with the right people, get networks, because that started me farming. I ain't know about farming, Dr. Tatah. I didn't grow up. I never farmed in my life.
Yes, sure.
I didn't know that. I grew up in LA. I don't know about no farming, Dr. Tatah. So that led me to buying a farm in Kenya and start, and also with the honey business. Right? So what do I know about bees? So
that's okay.
So one business needs to. All I'm worried about starting business so we can employ our people. I don't want
That's
to live
true.
I don't want to live in hand to mouth. So if I can
Yes.
start whatever business we can start and pay people a livable wage, I'm happy. That's where my joy comes from. So
Wonderful.
everything led to something else.
Hmm.
But go ahead.
Thank you very much. Yes, we'll be hearing back from you. I hope, Ewoton, that your mic, and I know your image keeps hanging. I hope you'll be fine when you're talking. How did, like you just heard the boss man or your boss said, how was it for you, like, meeting who you call your father, because you call him, or all of you staffs. I mean, I met, and literally people, he has a huge staff. What you're just seeing here is just because most of them are doing shifts and shifts and shifts. And but when you met, you're the youngest staff that he has. How have you been experiencing him? Because sometimes when I talk to you, like, he's so hard on these things, did you feel like, I have to learn a lot of things at the same time? Elton, can you hear me? I can't even hear you either. I think you have to check your set again. I'm sorry. You don't hear me? Nothing? You're not muted, so I don't know. You don't hear. All right. Okay. I'm gonna Venice, can you unmute? Ewoton cannot hear us. I don't know what is happening.
I think there's just been a lot of technical issues today, but today might not be our day, but tomorrow might be. So
That's true, because it's really, really unfair. Like and I'm using your words. It's so unfair that even the technique is always against the things that. But like you heard, Mr. Blackfire or Brother Kid was talking. It's not just knowing about yourself, but getting jobs that actually uplift you, like you're doing what you're doing, and then you're earning a salary. That's how does it sound?
it sounds like the dream. It doesn't even sound like a dream. It should be the bare minimum. It
Yes.
shouldn't be something you have to beg for to get a livable wage, to be able to live out your life instead of survive. Shouldn't have to be like an imaginatory dream world. It should just be what it is.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
So
oh no, sorry, you continue.
no, it's okay, go ahead. I was just
I
texting Ewoton if she could join again, and let's try.
Okay. But it's very dystopian, first of all, insane that this is a thing. But it just shows how much everything is deteriorating between our eyes. Like literally, as we look at it, it's just falling apart. But I feel like we need to see this falling apart to bring out something new.
Mhm.
And that something new could either be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. And we need to choose the path that we believe in, that we want, the future that we want, not only for us as Africans, but for everyone. We're not going to get equality, we're not going to get rights, we're not going to get literally a livable wage until we fight for it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Until we fight for it. So you think political education, like Brother Kit is saying, is very essential, isn't it? Because it's the
It,
politics that control everything that you guys are going through there. Look at
it
the
is
number of
so
youth that are unemployed. Mhm.
literally, it's unfathomable, first of all, that I don't actively know what's going on. And it's not because like I don't look for it. It's just because the information isn't filtered to me. I need to actively go deep diving to like figure out. anything that's going on, you know, the past, the present, the future. And it shouldn't be that way. It's just like everything is so insanely dystopian that being able to find information on your own country is incredibly hard.
Wonderful. I think we have Joby joining us. Did you just leave the show now and say, no, I have to add my voice to Venice and to
Yes.
Watchout? This is another great staff of of the Black Heart Fire. And you are the boss. That's what Brother Keith just said. Like, tell us what is it that we need to know? How is the situation like Venice is telling us, the situation of the youth, and then changing the narratives like you are doing on the Black Heart Fire, and like the boss queen, and princess of that. What is your experience? Just share your experience with us. I hope you know.
It, it's been amazing. I can't complain. It's been almost 4 years right now working under Black Hot Fire, and it's been nothing but an amazing, amazing experience. Number one, I came, of course, as a very young person. I joined when I was 22, knew nothing literally about majority of the things I know right now. Like when you talk about some of the things he was mentioning, like the miseducation of the Africans and the Black Americans, I've learned a whole lot of things, like, to also who I am as an African person, the miseducation I've been given. It's been a literally amazing journey for me. I can't complain at all. And I love it. I can't wait to see the words we speak, which of course right now have been put into action slowly. I can say within a span of those 4 years, I have testified to change literally. I can see the awakening of African people. Like when I started reporting and right now, it's literally a big change according to me. And I love it.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. And I mean, you're addressing young people, and they're actually following up, and they're coming up. What are some of the questions that they ask?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, interacting with young people is kind of tough sometimes because not everyone actually understands most of the things you talk about, especially I'll say like, when you come try educate young people about the true identity of who we are, the history that has been miseducated to us. Sometimes it's hard to find a group of people who really resonate with you, but it's also amazing when you find a group of people that actually understand what is really happening. So I can say it's a mixture of emotions, like having people who understand you and people who are still trying to catch up with what you're saying. It's a mixture of emotions, I'd say.
Wonderful. You joined, or you were employed at the age of 22, and now you run the whole staff. How does your
Yeah,
work looks like?
it's
Like a
been
young African
it,
on the continent. How do you?
it's I'm 25 right now.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been an amazing journey, challenging, especially being a manager. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a big challenge, but at the same time, it's been beautiful because it has helped me understand how I need to resonate with people, especially being an African. Because I can literally say majority of the companies we have in most of the African countries or globally, Black people are not treated fairly in most of the companies. That is something I'd say in Black Hot Fire I've literally experienced nothing but love. We treat each other as family, trying to understand each other despite, coming in as employees. We put each other first as family. So it's been an experience of rocking hills, but at the same time, I really love it. It's been challenging, but right now I can say I'm really good at it.
Mhm. No, there's a question here from Snovia, and she's like, "Are you really connected to international news and what the news is talking about Africa? Like, are you connected? Do you know the stories that are going out here about our people out here too? Or what kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
stories do you
yeah.
report on?"
Yeah, I'm very connected. I see a comment there. She's saying Joby is very connected to international news. Yeah, I am very connected. I'd say it was that was I think 2022. when I started reporting officially on international news, it took me time trying to understand the Americans' history. The Black Americans also have they been affected. To be specific, the Black Americans, the politics, the economics, trying to understand the difference between Africa and America, how things actually connect. It's been it's been amazing, and I can say yes, right now I do understand a whole lot of things, like politically, about our people, the histories, events that are so untold, especially the histories of the events that are untold. There's so many, like so many. How many Black people have been banned, their businesses taken away, them being drowned, their houses being drowned, and all that. It's been an amazing journey for me, and I love it. Every day I'm learning. Every day it's a learning thing. It's a learning curve for me, and I love it.
Your boss doesn't only employ you people, but he's the one teaching a lot of stuff that like you're reporting, and he teaches as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he does teach, but I'd say as a journalist, it's up to me also, because most of the stories, I'd say, if I'm bringing them from Africa, or also trying to understand what Black Americans' history is all about and why we need to connect, because something Venice said, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, Venice, something she said is that there is lack of education about the Africans in Africa and the Black Americans. So most of the times, if I want to present, like, let's say, a history about Black Americans, something that happened, let's say, in 1866, or, the back events that literally affected or historically affect them or us, which is us as a collective, I'll do my own research, literally, and then maybe Keith is going to come in. Shout out to him. He comes in and tries to expand more on what we're discussing. Maybe the part I'm not going to understand, or maybe add points on what I'm literally reporting.
Hmm. I mean, as a young journalist, when you look at the news or the conservative media and the way they report about Africa, what do you think about it? Do you think they tell the stories from the African's perspective, or they just pick news here and do the same thing? What's your opinion, like a journalist?
We know I think we know personally right now. I understand the mainstream media is such a corrupt platform, such a big lying platform, non telling truth platform. And I feel like this is where, as Africans right now, saying this, that was I think on Monday or Tuesday on one of my shows. Africans right now, I feel like we're not living in the age of our great great grandparents. Like, we so much advanced with technology, internet devices. We have so much information to tap into and to do research on. If you really want to understand what is affecting us, why are we being affected, what has been the lie, and all that. So with the mainstream media, for them, of course, they're big liars, like big cap liars. They're big cap lies. Unless you know how to read between the line, then you're gonna be caught up in the masses of those who are just going along with the system. So you have to understand what they're reporting. And again, shout out to Keith, because even when it comes to even movies, like, you have to understand what is the agenda, what is the message that is being shown in a certain movie, either about Black people or something that is about to be executed. You have to be very careful with also what you're reporting as a journalist.
Mhm. All right, like, are you censored? I mean, by, let's just say, Kenya, like the riot, or if you say something about the president or against the president, or like topics like that is sensitive, isn't it? I mean, particularly you running that station.
Yeah.
So do you kind of like watch what you say?
Uh, Pardon?
I mean, like,
I didn't
is
get the
your
last
media
question.
censored? Is it censored? Like, you cannot say it freely, like, these are big liars. They're just telling lies. Or if you say something against the government, um, yeah.
Yeah, what I'll say about Blackout Fire, even before me joining, and I think because of Keith laying out the truth and speaking out the truth, we've been censored from way long time ago. And even when I joined, when we're talking facts about other things, like you could find videos being shut down and all that. To be specific about Africa and Kenya, we're very censored because even recently we had a very sad event that happened to one of a young man from the coastal side of Kenya. He was sodomized, and that was an order given by one of our governors from the county. And that is because he spoke ill about the governor of that county, him not doing what he's expected to do. So when it comes to journalists, bloggers, talking anything about the system, especially if you have numbers, it's gonna be very, very hectical for you to actually like pass your voice. You know, it's very hard. As for me, I'm not gonna lie. I know what I speak about is so very true. I walk very careful, you know, and understanding also as an African person, like spirituality and all that. I also walk fearless because I'm walking in the literally the light of the truth. I'm speaking nothing but the truth. They are the ones who are being threatened by my truth, which is my voice.
Which is your voice. That's why we know you and the boss lady, right? You know, running the show. Honestly, we're so happy, and the work that you're doing is massive. I mean, I saw you in the studio the other day. How many staffs do you have, and how do you actually, like, you know, you also have boys, I mean, young, you know, males, because I think people already like, is brother Kid just all around this beautiful women? People already asking, send your number here or stuff like that. But like, how does your team spirit actually like work? You know, because he's so hard, the things he says on that black hot fire, and there's just no way that this channel is not been pulling down pulling down. But you kind of bring this soft power from what I saw, isn't it?
Yeah. I have a team of right now we're 10 people. We're a group of 10. Um, 6 female, 4 men. Yeah, 6 women and 4 men. And it's been, like I said earlier, it has been quite a challenge because every person comes in with their different personalities, and that is something for me I've been learning as a manager, like how to accommodate people, because you have to learn how to be accommodated, number one, for you to be able
Mm.
to work with people. So that is something I want, like being accommodative, trying to be as much as understanding as I can, not being a boss, but trying to be a friend first. But also sometimes you gotta lay back, not be more of a friend, but be more of a boss, because if you become too friendly, you know, job is gonna be, people are gonna take things lightly, you know. And it's not like, I'm not gonna say like they joke around or anything. I really have an amazing team, and I'm really, really grateful for that. But yeah, it's been amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's been an amazing experience for me, especially, you know, because it has molded me also to becoming a very calm person.
Okay. Voila. I think the boss has to assist right now. um the network is not really, or I think the internet is not really bringing us so much good, but we hear you, we hear the experience, and all the stuff that you're saying, and even the other chapters that you're opening, brother, you're doing a fantastic job. We're gonna be reporting. We know a lot of African Americans, not just us, the diaspora, whether the migrant community, that are doing a lot of work on the continent, and these big fat liars of so much media of a thing would never show it. Why do you think that happens like that? Is it, do you think it's a matter of competition, or is still even black dominance? Because in this point, we're not here with the Europeans on the continent. Why do you think this happened, particularly in the media?
I mean it because we're not supposed to own anything, Dr. Tata. Our narrative is supposed to be given by other people. Other people have you know, when you see white people coming to Africa, it's always, I want to say, poverty porn. Oh, look at these black people, how poor they are. White people get a joy out of you, get a joy in seeing us messed up. They enjoy that. Even in America, they get a joy seeing Everything we have that's good, they want to tear it up, tear it down. So us own our own media and turn our own narratives are dangerous to white power. Us saying, look at us. You know, my staff are all amazing. As you see, they're all amazing women. You know, you got people in America right now calling Africans stupid and making caricatures, bad caricatures of Africans. So I said, here's my staff. Do they look like a caricature to you? No. So so I've let them go to journal themselves and seeing us being shut down, but just, I mean, not even being controversial, Dr. Tatah, but they already know the name Black Eye Power. Our name is known. Our name is known. Because we'll have 3,000, 4,000 people on a live and Twitter still today, and won't nobody follow the channel. I'm like, how can you have 3,000 people on a live and no one follows the page? It's impossible. So, but I said it's better, you know, to be shadow banned or whatever it's going to be to get the truth out, because you're still going to connect with the youth. So those young people are connected with young people. So when they had that riot, everybody wanted to come to Black Eye Power and tell their stories, and you know they were scared and they were excited, and you know, streets of Kenya were on fire, and we come to the store. We're going back out again. You had Joby and them out, and you know had the whole staff out there. I said, hold on, some of y'all all can't go. Something happens. I need some of you guys back, but they wanted to be out there and everything. So they was out there, Dr. Tatah. I couldn't keep them in. They was out there doing those riots. They were there. Joby was there. Airtime stayed back, and two of my sales people stayed back, the girls there, but everybody else, the guys were all out there. They were out there protesting and being in the movement. So, because that's what the radio station was about, teaching Africans, hey, Africans have been exploited, Dr. Tatah. We are an exploited people. If people don't understand this, yes. I don't care if they get mad. We are an exploited people. And people have enjoyed exploiting us. So because, like I said, no matter where I went, it was always the exploitation of Africans. We always had to live hand to mouth. I said, if I'm going to build business, they must be able to get paid and live decent lives, not worrying where the next meal is going to come from. Mm-hmm. So that's why they always have their stories when they on the radio saying, you know, they're lucky because most Africans don't have what they have. They have a paycheck every 2 weeks. They're getting paid every 2 weeks. Well, they said most of them they even say maybe we might be out of touch with other Africans we're trying to reach, because most other Africans are not paid every 2 weeks the same way they are, and it's consistent. You know, even the white corporations that are there in Africa sometimes don't even pay their staff, Dr. Tatah. They won't even pay them.
Yes, that's true. It's not just only the Africans. Yeah.
They won't even pay them. Like, I mean, the government too, but the white people be there, won't even pay them. These companies don't even pay them, like, because there's no consequences. You can see Africans like you can treat them like dirt. So I said that we're going to build this and have Africans, you know, treated with respect. So that's the first thing I want to do: bring a level of respect to them, and it's going to be respectable. They, you know, it's a business, but it's a family business. I want them to be, you know, treated with respect. Like I said, like when we did the show last week, Joby was on vacation. Most Africans only get vacations. She was on her weekly vacation. There was a time to take her vacation. She went wherever she went at. So I wanted to give that to my staff in Africa, and then they'll teach the other Africans. This is what we demand. We're supposed to get this as human beings. They get it in Europe, they get it in America, they get it in Asia. We need to get it here in Africa as human beings. So, so that was the reason for creating the radio.
So much respect for you, brother. And do you think Africans on the continent, particularly in this bad governance, are scared that African Americans are connecting? They're coming home. They do it.
And remember, African American, we're a little more aggressive because of slavery. We've lost kind of like the Africans have, like what you see if you've been to Kenya, just like you talk, you have a beautiful humanity. Africans have this beautiful humanity where Africans love everybody, right? Africans don't know how to be racist, Dr. Tatah. It's not in our nature They don't know how to be that way. Other people are racist towards us and hatred, but Africans are, so it's been like a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's good because we're beautiful men, but people come in and take advantage of that kindness. And Africans have not stood up and say, whoa, hey. Enough's enough. You cannot, completely rape me, spiritually and physically, have me, in these circumstances where you're benefiting off everything I have in Africa and I'm getting nothing. I'm not getting anything. So that's why I said all the mines are owned by the Europeans, the diamond mines, the gold, stealing massive gold out of Africa. But Africa are the poorest people on the planet, but they're the wealthiest continent. Come on. What's happening? Where the land, most of the best land in Kenya is still owned by the white colonizers today. So, that's got to be addressed. We've got to, I don't care who gets upset about that. Why do white people own the best lands in Kenya? Why? They would never give them back because they put a puppet in there. Told you lies about the founding of the country. Jomo Kenyatta was a puppet. Not the lies you told about the British. He was a puppet. That land was never given back to the people. So the people that fought that revolution never got nothing. Isn't that funny? Only Africans fight revolutions and don't get nothing. So that's what we found out that's happening in Zimbabwe right now. Them trying to bring the white Europeans and give them back their land that they stole. People fought wars in Zimbabwe for that land from 76 to 80. Those kids went and fought what they called back then Rhodesia for that land. And now it's one of the biggest betrayals because it took 20 years for Robert Mugabe to get a land back. They say, hey, been 20 years, President Mugabe, we need the land. We're going to have to overthrow you. You've been 20 years that we fought along from 1980 to 2000 or 2001, and we don't got this land. What is going on? White people still live with the land. You fought a war, people died. Africans, the only people that fight wars and don't get what they get when they win. So they finally got the land, and of course, all the sanctions came to Zimbabwe. Because I used to happen. I also tried to do it in Zimbabwe, Dr. Tatah. I had Zimbabwe staff 4 years ago, but the government stopped that. The government came and said, oh, no, and threatened their families. So I had to shut it down. I had staff in Zimbabwe too 4 years ago. But the staff was like, no, none of that troop stuff here. They shut it down. So now you find that Zimbabwe's now going to asking the white farmers, come on, we're going to give you reparations for the land that you stolen. What? Like what? So that's the problem with Africa. We're trying to wake up our people, saying we got to fight because everybody wants what's in Africa. They want us to have nothing. They don't want us to have anything. And as African people, we got to be honest with that. We can't say everybody's our friend, and they're not. They want us to literally have nothing. That's why the poverty is so bad. So when I went to, that's another thing, Dr. Tatah, when I went to Africa, the poverty was overwhelming to me. Now we poor in America, as black people, but the poverty was inhumane. I'd never seen these kind of slums in my life. I was like, what am I looking at? So the poverty is inhumane. I always tell the story. Now, I don't know if you've been to South Africa or not, Dr. Tatah. I've been to South Africa, right? So it's pretty modern, but the Africans don't live in modern conditions, right? So this is years ago, I was real young years ago, just learning, Dr. Tatah, just learning. So I was in Cape Town, young, 21. I was 21 at the time. It was just right after apartheid ended, supposedly Nelson Mandela, yay. So I wanted to go and be a part of that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm in Cape Town, and I'm in this restaurant. I'm a foreigner, so I'm keep my mouth shut, right? Just observe, going as an anthropologist, right? Going as an anthropologist. I just want to observe, learn, be quiet. So I'm looking. I see nothing but black people working, all the white people sitting down, not doing nothing, eating, all the black people serving them, stuff like. So I'm thinking about, wow, it's crazy. Wow, this is crazy. So, wow, okay. Wow, this is worse than America. Okay, but keep my mouth shut because I'm just be quiet, just look, observe. So I meet this family. They're so excited. I'm American. They hear my accent. I'm American. Blah blah blah. Brother, can we take you back to our house and blah blah? I said, yeah, sure. I'd love to go to your house and meet the rest of your family, and invited me over to the house and stuff. I'm like, yeah, cool. So went over there, Dr. Tatah. It broke me to my soul. But I couldn't say nothing because the poverty was I was so overwhelmed with the poverty. I didn't know how to, I couldn't fathom this kind of poverty. I've been to America. I've seen poverty, but I guess I've never seen it on this level. I've never seen it this inhumane, right? So I'm in there meeting the people, beautiful, beautiful. You know, African people were beautiful. We're loving. You know, no matter, family, get rid of all the tribal stuff. As African people, we're loving. Everywhere you go, we're loving people. We're just really loving. We're loving people. That's who we are globally. So I've been all over the globe, from Brazil, everywhere. So I'm there, invite me in, and they didn't have running water. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Because I've been, it's a modern, pretty developed country, and the disrespect of African people was like overwhelming. It's like, so I'm sitting there, so they fed me. The food was pretty good, but I had to step outside. I had to excuse myself, Dr. Tatah. I always tell my staff this story. When I first hired, I tell about this story, realize that we are in war with these people. This is real. So, you know, I excused myself because there's no plumbing. I pretend like I was going to the bathroom outside, but I wasn't. I went outside and I cried, Dr. Tatah. So I couldn't cry in front of them. I cried. It broke my soul, my heart. I was hurting. It's like, wow, this is crazy. Well, but I couldn't let them see it because I want them to think I was disrespecting them, you know? Because I didn't want to think them, you know, that I felt a certain type of way. I wasn't upset with them. I was upset that the conditions that white people have put them in. Same thing we experience here and around the world, right? But this is on another level. It's been another level. Joby, going to sleep? It's been on another level.
Joby, we will have you again, Joby. Don't worry. Just go to sleep. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Joby's babysitting her brother that came. This young lady's doing everything. Paying, you know, unfortunately, Africa has school fees, guys. I didn't know nothing about that either. It's young. So she's paying for her brother's school fees. And brought him home.
We all do. We all raised all of them.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about
the whole community.
Yeah. So I go outside and cry. I'm like, wow, this is devastating. I just never seen nothing like that. It's like, wow, this is freedom. This is anti-apartheid. This is freedom. This kind of inhumane conditions. And so I went back that's when I was young. So I went back 10 years ago. Nothing really had changed. But you did have some more revolution there because a lot of people, I went because people Keith, come and build something in South Africa. Come build. We need you in there. We need your revolutionary spirit. Come build. I'm nah, these people might kill me over here. So, read you guys' comments. So that broke me to my heart. So I said, wow, we're in a real fight. And Africans are we're too peaceful people. We don't know, we're the only people that stay in this kind of subjugation for this long period of time. And just, we suffer in silence. And I hate to say it, I think a lot has to do with that religion. I think that worshiping these people has been detrimental to us. And I can see it. It's like we always give reference to our enemy. I just noticed that as I was going around Africa, it's like I told you, and when I went to Ghana and Nigeria, also South Africa, there's always this big Jesus. Wow, what's with this Jesus? I mean, I was still a Christian then, but it is everywhere. Jesus was everywhere. You guys.
Yeah. So I think this is the point of connect. This is how much the work you're doing out there on Black Hot Fire Radio and the work we're doing here on Pan African Daily TV. We need to network. I love the fact that you call Black Hot Fire Network.
You know, I called it that. You know, I called it, Dr. Tatah, I called it that. That came from college because I've always been a revolutionary, you know. So now in college we'd had these debates, you know, like we had these debates, and so a slang in America was when we're talking hot, we say, "Man, you're spitting that hot fire. You're spitting hot fire, hot fire." He's talking hot fire. So I knew I had the nickname of spitting black hot fire, right? So I picked it up again. You know, they said, "Oh," because I was in school. They go, "Mr. Black Hot Fire." So I love that nickname they gave me when I was like 17, 18 years old. So I just reincorporated years later when I was older. Said Black Hot Fire Network. Okay, that's what we do. So that's what we'll call it.
Yeah. I'm actually, for me, the network is a must. Like you're saying, like we're seeing now, like this situation. You go to Cape Town today, it's still the same. Nothing has changed. It's even worse. It's even like that's why we're talking even to the kingdoms out there. The kingdoms are going now to court. They never did that. In the past 2 years, they've taken, I think, about farms back because they didn't know their law. They didn't understand the constitution. You understand? The Africans will always focus on ourselves and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, this time, a whole kingdom from the Zululand, from the Langalibe, took the British to court in South Africa.
Wow.
And that's the point that we're saying. If South Africa could take Israel to ICC, and then you're still living on people's land, and you're not able to, first of all, clean that space. You're defending, other partners, and you're still sitting on. You just said it. You go to South Africa. I mean, you can go to Johannesburg. You think you're in America, even better than America.
Yes, I told people that.
Or to other spaces, but go to Soweto. If you haven't been to Soweto, never said you've been to South Africa, because that's where the issue is. Because even in Cape Town, like you're saying, but you see in the middle of the city, I mean, like I've never seen that kind of discrimination where in your own land it's divided. Like you really see, like those days of Rosa Parks, this side and this side, abject poverty, nothing. And then this side is like Europe. I mean,
yes.
Europe.
Yes, it is. Europe. It's Europe. And when we talk about that, the South Africans get mad, tell us to mind our own business, be quiet. You other Africans, shut up and mind your business. So that's why I never really bring it up doing shows, but I just told my staff those stories. And so I was going to send them down there as well, let them see for themselves. Because Joby has a thing for South African men. so you guys like Joby, she's in love with South African men there. So sorry.
It's okay. I think, but we're thanking you, and we'll be rounding up. Venice is still here.
Okay,
Venice, we're still going to hear your perspective on what you think is the way forward, because you've heard from everyone else in life.
Let me still now, Vanessa of Venice, every time just bothered this young lady and brought her to the studio.
Me and Iwason met buying stickers on the side of the road, and we just started having a conversation.
Snatched her off the street, Dr. Tatah. Just no, Vanessa off the street. Come with me. I'm done.
Very accurate representation of what happened.
100 of you, Venice. I'm looking for 100 of you. 100 of you from every other country. That passion, as you said, it hurts. You feel unfair. That's what we want you to feel. to be able to understand that I can change something. There's no way you can be comfortable not knowing anything. You can imagine, Venice, the Chinese people know more about you than even you. And of course, I can understand the anger, but we need that anger. Like I said, we need hundreds of to build these networks, the radio, the TV, the podcast, the interviews, and everything. We're gonna who spend everything. I spend 24 hours just to teach you on that. Anything that you need, how you want it, we need all of you, your peers in every other country. Because we can set up the business, we can do everything. Like we say, oh, we have to give our young people skills and that. But if they don't know who they are, you're wasting time.
Yeah.
They wasted by from, like, honestly, it's anyway,
I get
way
you.
forward.
I feel like one thing that I had to learn, like through like experience and stuff, I grew up a little different because I'm autistic, and I've never been the best in social situations.
Oh, you're
But one thing,
autistic. That's okay. Everything. You're just so beautiful. You're
I'm
fun.
just learning that
You
too.
know,
You're
please,
autistic.
Denise, can you co-host on Pan African Daily TV?
oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't think she's not. I think they
We
lied.
got you.
I think they lied to her. I don't think she's autistic, Dr.
I
Tata.
had to get multiple tests done because well, 2 years ago I had a medical emergency and then I had to drop out of school. I had a stress-induced stroke from that school. Yeah, so I had to go through so much recovery, a lot of speech therapy. I'm very happy that I'm as articulate as normal as I can be now. I literally had like the most minor side effects compared to a lot of people who have had strokes, and I'm so grateful for that.
You're very articulate.
But thank you. But one thing I had to learn, like the hard way, is confidence is fake. As long as you look confident, as long as you feel confident, no one will know that you're faking it. No one will ever even cross your, like, have you ever seen somebody and say, yeah, they're definitely faking being confident? That's not a thing. That's not a thing. If you speak the truth, if you believe the truth, you are the truth. And that's what everybody needs to know.
And we feel you. We feel you, my baby. I feel
Thank
you
you.
right from here. I see your heart. I feel the truth. I feel the confidence. I feel everything. And like Tanisha is saying, hey girl, you're fine.
I
You're
know I'm
fine.
fine. I
Wait,
know
wait,
I'm
wait,
fine.
wait.
I'm
What?
perfectly
You
fine.
are. Look at you. If you would not even, and that's the beauty, Mr. Kid, like you, brother Kid, like you were saying, we happy people. We like, apart from even the problems that we say we have. When this family in South Africa, in the hoods, or that invited you, did you think they were thinking that, oh, I don't have running water, I just want to give my brother accommodation, period? They don't care whether you're living in good conditions, or you look at, but they're so happy to just have you home
Want to
in a
share,
family.
they want to share with me and hear about being a Black American. And like I said, it's one of the great, like I told you, still one of the greatest experiences I've ever had, knowing that we're one people, that these, they were strangers. They invited me in, fixed me food, and it was a wonderful experience. Just the fact that, like I said, I just had never had seen that kind of overwhelming poverty that it just broke my heart. And but as far as the experience, oh man, it was lovely, just great.
Mhm. Thank you so much. Venice, way forward. What do you
Yeah.
want? How can we support you to, like I already said, you have your space on Pan African Daily. Brother Kid is saying, hey, come on, we have a space for you. Like,
I hired her.
how
I
can
know,
we?
I know she was looking for a job. I'd have hired her. I didn't know she was looking for a
Yeah,
job.
yeah, I am. I'm also gonna start a YouTube channel soon, which is I don't know about it completely. As you know, I'm working on my art. speaking is a big thing that I didn't know I would be so interested in until I started doing it, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of good at this.
All I,
So
all I knew is that Airtime bought her up the street a month ago and kept bringing her back. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought she was like Airtime's Prince. And no, I just met on the street. We got to talking and we vibed. And I said, you got to come with me. No, that's
that's exactly what happened. Exactly that.
so,
But I'm very happy that I get to do this. Moving forward, I would love to create a bigger platform, to once again boost our youth, me, everybody around me, to teach them, not just of like our history and our present and our future, but of themselves, how to, not live like me, but to find their true selves, to look within and realize that nothing is as deep as you want it to be, nothing is as deep as you let it be. And once you once you realize that, internalize that, and just feel like you are as important as you are, then you just become important, you become what you attract, what you think is what you are. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. I've been laughing because even the dogs, you see, our African dogs are always with us. You're
Oh my god,
hearing.
I live literally in the national park, and I think there's a lion walking by. That's why they're insane.
Oh my God, that's
exactly. I told you out there with the lions, Dr. Tata. Told you right
Yeah,
about Joby. One that said, Joby, watch out for that lion. He's loose.
the
this
dogs
is
and the
Kenya.
lions are friends, but they do
Kenya.
this every night.
See?
You are so blessed where you are. And like,
I don't know about
honestly,
that,
like it
Dr.
could be a
Tata.
lion just walking by.
I'm scared of lions.
Yeah, the lions are like, okay, you know how the national park in Nairobi, it has three gates, and the fourth one is open for like, what is it called? Oh my gosh, migration. Yeah. I live near the fourth side, and the lions and the zebras, they come like to this field that's near my house, and they usually just pass by and around. And the lions used to eat my dogs, but now they're friends with my dogs and only my dogs, and I
See,
don't know what to do.
the lions used to eat a
Oh
dog,
my
Dr.
God,
Tata.
Denise. Now they're friends with your dog,
They
like
think
they
with
have
a dog.
company.
Yeah, they're just
You
besties, but they do
actually
this every
you
single night.
see lions, live lions.
Yeah, they're like lions. I wish I could
Yes,
show you, but
Dr.
it's so
Tata,
dark outside.
lions, live lions. Yes.
Bro,
Yeah.
Keith, you are right there in Atlanta and you're scared. That like
No, me and the lions are like, yes, we've been besties for like since I was 6.
Wow. See, that's crazy.
anyway, Sandra
Yeah.
is asking Venice, what is your art? Sandra is asking.
I do a lot of different art. I've just started doing canvas art again. I have a few paintings in my room, but they're not finished.
No, can you
But
show us some if you have anything around you? If you are, it must not be.
I have this one big canvas that I'm currently working on. I need to finish it in like a few, but it's this one. Hold on, let me get the back camera.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's this one. You can't really see the details on it, but it's gonna be the sun.
Okay.
Then I also have this. Oops. This one is the one that I've been working on more recently. I got a lot of inspo from Basquiat, but a lot of people also get inspo from the Basquiat. I'm just trying to find my artistic style mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've been really big about is music, and I've just started writing lyrics again, and I'm excited to start producing.
Wow. Of course, of course. Write the lyrics and bring them to us. Brother Keith, I see you also air on Black Hot Fire. There's a lot of music, a lot of entertainment, this
Well, yeah,
clip, and of course, because you don't do it on YouTube. Mhm.
they're young. They're young. So I try to tell them, just bring in, don't get too crazy with the music with disrespectful guys. So I know because I try to teach that, but they're young, reaching the youth. I said, some of that music, guys, is too risky for me. Maybe I'm too old. you know. hey, but yeah, because
I mean, mhm. Go
yeah,
ahead, brother.
because music, I started as I wanted to put music in it because music as African people raises our vibration. Everything's about
Yes,
frequency,
yes,
energy, and vibration. So I knew it raised our vibration. So I wanted to put everything at 432 hertz that would actually heal our melanin. So there's actually a method behind the madness why I started with the radio station because I wanted to give us healing by, instead of having music rip us up inside, I wanted to have us healing music at a certain frequency that would, contribute to our melanin. So that
yes.
was the reason for the whole radio thing. And then youth love music. So if you give them some music, you can sneak some information in there.
Yeah.
You can
Always subliminal messages in my songs
slide,
forever.
slide a little information in there. They don't want to hear this
Yeah.
politics all the time without no music. So you got to slide it in there sometime. Dr. Tatah. They listen to rap songs and stuff. He said, "Do you know what's going on in Kenya right now today? They're now from us."
Hold on. Stop the beat. Stop the beat.
Yes, 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 yes.
So you need to use. You need to lose.
Yeah, I mean, HMK is asking, I don't think you should, brother. Hey,
No, I
how
can.
do you think can you sing? I think the question would be, do you sing?
No, I can. Can actually sing. Joby can sing. I mean, Joby can sing. Sing
Yes.
for real. Joby can sing.
I mean,
For real.
all of them.
No,
So like, what would be your music genre? What would be the
genre. Well, our genre is R&B. Me, I'm an R&B love music kind of guy. That's what but
and then you used to sing. I'm talking to Venice. What do you sing?
everything.
Okay. I feel like my most genre is in R&B and indie, but I do slip a little bit into Afrobeat sometimes.
Afrobeat. I love Afrobeat. Yeah, that's what we play. Exactly.
Yeah.
We cannot wait. We cannot wait for you to compose all the songs like Brother Kid is Brother Kid. I mean, it's very obvious you're a revolutionary. I don't even know how to describe it.
Thank you
Even
so
from
much.
the ideas, of taking hip hop to the street. But that's how it was. Even in
That's how it
the yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big revolution. In the days of Tupac, we all listened to all this, and even to today, my kids only listen to that.
Before they destroyed it, it was revolutionary music. That's what hip hop was. It was revolutionary, teaching us our history within music. And so that's why it was so powerful. That's why they had to take it over and distort it. Sadly enough, but I think we're getting it back. So I believe teaching the youth are always gonna love music. So give them a message. Give them a message in there.
I cannot wait. Venice, I cannot wait for you and Joby to do something. I cannot wait for you and Joby to do something.
Can you sing, Venice?
Yeah, I can. I took singing lessons since I could talk, to be honest.
Yeah. So when I know can sing. So I know she can sing. I know can sing real good. I mean, Shamani can sing too, and Lizzie in the street. She sings and rap, so she be singing and rapping too. But Joby can sing, but she don't. But she don't want to sing. She's the manager, and singing's beneath her. I don't be singing.
I don't think
me and Joby will do something.
Job and live the passion. You're not that kind of person, right?
Yeah.
You gotta catch it. You guys gotta catch Joby at. They do a musical show every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 to 10 Kenyan time, where they play the favorite jam, and you'll catch Joby singing. She'll be slick. I said, Joby, are you singing? Oh no, I'm just playing. I'm holding.
So what do you do to them girls that when you say something like that, they're like, no, no, no. And I should be like, yes, I do.
I don't say nothing to the girls. The women got control of that, Dr. Tatah. I just try to come in and make sure they don't, make sure they all agreeing. And, women, like women, they're going to have their little issues, so I keep them all together.
This is a wonderful spirit in this place. Honestly, I'm really, really, I don't know how you guys are feeling out there, but if you get to listen to Black Hot Fire and the way these girls are doing their stuff, the youth in there, it's so amazing. Like I go, this is my third time of being there. I go for 30 minutes, but we end up 2 hours. I just
already
the way they're doing their thing. This is it. This is how we want the mindset of our young people. This is how we say we're giving over. This is what we actually say, we are pushing them ahead. And Brother Keith, I cannot thank you less. Even to all our people that are doing this incredible thing. If you have a project, and because now it's time we're promoting the diaspora, because our voices are not heard too much on the continent about the things we do, about the money we put there, about stakeholders of that continent, and we want to position ourselves. When I say position ourselves, right? We want to position ourselves in every industry on the continent, from gold mining to everything, to talent, to teaching up, everything. We have so much job for ourselves to do. So honestly, I'm so proud of you, brother. When I saw your work, I said, no, this Pan-African Daily TV family must know about it. And you're just like us. The first time I only just met you on your show, you already was like, Dr. Tatah, I've been following your show. Dr. Tatah, be like
I saw you when you first started, Dr. Tatah, because I said a lot of people I brought knowledge to were actually guests on your show. That's how I say. And I used to be in your chat room a lot when you first started. I said, my God, give this woman protection, because this is really hey, we're Africans and they want to shut everything down. We do. So when you first started, I used to be in your chat room and everybody, Keith, you in? I said, yeah, this sister is wonderful. You can see her beautiful spirit. You can see her once she got that beautiful African humanity. You see it there. So she's gonna blow. I said, Dr. Tatah's gonna blow up, because he's gonna blow up.
I think it's just that spiritual connectivity, like we were talking about it on your show. We got each other. I think everybody is I'm just maybe the face or the mouth here, but look at the whole community that is supporting us. And I think that's the thing. That's the thing that we don't have. No, that we have that others don't have. Others will take it for themselves. Oh, me, myself, and I, I run this and that. No, us is about us. It's about we. Exactly. We're the we people. We've never talked about I run this show, or I did not. We run this show. It's always about that plurality in the feminine energy that inculcates us as a plural people. So honestly speaking, I'm so grateful. I'm thankful, Brother Keith, for your work. Hey, Venice, I told you we're gonna connect after the show right now, and. Son is like every day, even she just texts me in the morning, Mom, did you sleep well? Please, I just miss you. I like that spirit when you're here. All of us, the staffs, the thanks. That's the spirit. That's it that we have to carry. I want to thank Pan-African Daily TV community and family here. They love us. We are one people, they know it. That's why some of the things you were saying, Cheryl or Snovia or Jenny or everybody was like, that's who we are. That's what we already know we are. So it has been a wonderful pleasure. And actually, we're going to be getting different topics. Like I said, hey, Venice, you have a space anywhere you want to feel, how you want to express yourself. And one thing, community, hey, Brother Keith is the first person that is saying, Dr. Tata, I'm gonna support your work, and we're gonna put an advert. You know, we're gonna now that you're taking kind of commercial, we're gonna do a short commercial for you. He's the first ever
Wow,
brother that's
great.
coming up and saying we know we support ourselves so much, and I thank all of you that have been watching. I'll just give a round again. Vanessa, how did you feel being here?
I felt amazing. I'm so grateful to finally meet you and Keith. So grateful to talk to you again. I'm so happy I get to share my knowledge with the audience and also learn from you guys. And I'm just, yeah, grateful and lucky. Thank you so much.
We love you so much.
Yes,
Like, I just want to have you
yes.
here.
What you hear is her beautiful African humanity right there.
Kid, you're not going to cry this time around. It's about love.
Hug, virtual hugs, everyone.
Thank you. We love you too. We love you too so much, our baby. Okay, we're gonna be there for you. We are here for you. You have a family all over on the continent or here, and your mothers and your fathers are here. Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so very
much.
much. Yes. Good night. Peace and blessings to you, Vanessa. Yep.
Good
I know
night,
it's late out
everyone.
there. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll be having you
I
again
think,
next week.
I think,
Okay.
I think Vanessa was misdiagnosed. I don't see no, I don't see none of what she was just said. I think she's misdiagnosed.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
That's also part of the agenda, isn't it?
yeah. They misdiagnose you with things you don't have, these erroneous diseases, erroneous symptoms, and they want to medicate you because it's a endless thing of making money for them. Yes, I don't see no autism in her whatsoever. No track. They might have damaged her, misidentify what they thought she was, because I don't see no autism in that young lady at all. And
Not at all.
she's been to the studio at least last month 5 or 6 times. so,
Mm.
so
And being on a stroke and being in a space where they keep just pumping all that on. I'm just telling you, hey,
yeah,
but you know the melanin, what they do, you know what the ancestors, you know what our creators do, and to have such a beautiful soul and a girl and so powerful, come back again. How many of us have they destroyed like that? Thousands. We don't even want to think about it.
so many, Dr. Chata, so many. But yeah, she's a beautiful soul. About like I said, Iriton literally snatched her off the street and brought her
We're
in.
gonna get all of them, all our babies. Like I just want to have her here with me. Oh God. All right. Okay, Brother Keith, what do you want to tell us? I mean, just round up your last word to us,
Um,
and we're gonna be partnering. I
yeah,
know. Mhm.
family, yeah, along with the Pan African Daily TV, you feel free to welcome to come on the Black Eye Fire Network. Go and download the app. Go to your app store and download this, download the app, and you'll see it's where we're 24/7 on your phone. So this is what the app looks like. Black Eye Fire Network, right
Mhm.
there. So you tap on that app,
Mhm.
boom. Oh, that's the radio.
You're in.
They got the radio. Hold on, let me go to. So we got TV, radio, and everything else, right? So
Mhm.
you go there. So just download this, and we have everything on there from Black U.S. News and African news here.
I did everything. I have it already.
It's everything.
Yeah.
So guys, just that's the best way to find us, because you never know. We might be taken down on YouTube, Facebook. We always get censored. So, and that's no problem, because our audience is bigger outside of there anyway. We're bigger
Mhm.
outside of their platforms. We had to do that. So I want to say much love and thankful to Dr. Tatah for letting some of my staff come. A few of them can make it. So it's been amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, bro. It's a nice having you here, and we'll connect together to keep the fire, the black hot fire
Black
going on
hot
in our
fire.
back. Thank you, bro. So good night. It's been a pleasure having you here. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much. Good. Ain't my dear lovely beloved family. I want to thank all of you for being here. I hope it was, I know when we have guests for the first time, we sometimes we pull back and always look like, I know you people already. If they were guests that oh, and so, but I love that spirit. And yes, of course, Brother David. Are you kidding me? Are you Pan African Daily TV app soon? Really so soon as before you think it, right? We tried it a couple of times. They always pull us down on iOS or that, but I think the people are getting really civilized now. And even some of the things that we say here, we could never say it even just a couple of months ago. And I think this has to do with the fact that Africa has actually positioned itself. I don't want to tell you is positioning itself, has positioned itself. Yes, that's how it sounds like. And so that kind of respects that we were saying before, we couldn't even say anything. Now, boom, we are already on it. So yes, look forward to our app. We'll be bringing it out as soon as possible, where you can download it. We're testing it on Android, and for that will be very fine where our people can connect. But for me, it was really necessary to get this young people here and this brother here, because I've been on this show 3 times. The first time they took me, and they just wanted to appear on Pan African Daily. Like they know us, they've been following us, they've been hearing about us, but they've never had that kind of a platform. And they used to think, no, they like Pan African Daily is just for that. They never thought that we could give them a space. Like you see, Venice was just crying when I told her, no, come. I sent her the link. So that's who we are. Though the people are looking at us out there like some very big people, and like we're untouchable, we're unreachable, but that's not Pan African Daily. You know us. That's not African. On the contrary, we need these people, we need these children, we need them to actually come on board. We want them to take over. We want them to start moderating, to start hosting their own show. Like Reparation is already working on her news program, and most of them would come. So, but I want to thank you for sparing your time, for encouraging them, for your beautiful words to them. For like Venice was just like, she's been texting me like, I'm just crying. I never knew that I was so loved and that I could get a space, and that because they've been taught differently. We've been raised differently. So, but people, that's the thing. Tomorrow we have a good topic, a good topic with Ambassador Tony Jaja. You know him, and you will not believe this. Break has its money now, and they're living dollar. They're living the dollar. And but the best thing is how Ethiopia got integrated in it, and they signed all those pacts, and so they have their own money. Like literally, they're going to start trading without dollar, and I think more is going to come. So it's Brazil, South Africa, Ethiopia, who again, Indian. These big communities have one currency now. So Ambassador Tony Jaja called me, broke the news. I've been seeing videos going around. These are things you will never see them anywhere. So he's gonna come tomorrow to educate us about it, to really remind us everything we are asking and crying for is just here. It's now. And these things we need to actually distribute them as much as possible, right? We need to circulate that information. But first of all, we are the first priority people to know it, to get this information. You understand? To have it for ourselves. So Ambassador Tony Jaja is going to be here tomorrow, and yeah. Uh, Thank you guys. I love you too. So it's happening. It's happening. Everything that we were thinking about, oh, it's not gonna happen. That's the break coming up with their own currency to say, we're not going to deal again in you. If you want to buy, you're going to buy through us. Now we have African countries that are already on board it. So what makes you think that we'll not learn and get our own currency? People, this thing is up. I'm telling you, this thing is up. Ever since this plan that this is the time for Africa. Sometimes we even say it, we don't believe it, we joke about it, but every symbol, signs, everything. I'm very sure in our generation, we're going to see poverty out of Africa. I'm certain about that. I'm really just certain about that. We are the generation that would eradicate, that would take our people out of slums. We the mothers, we the kings, we rally about and give these young people the knowledge that they know, what they see and what they should know. It's game over. Okay. So I thank you so very much. Join us tomorrow, on this session. And then we have a big surprise on Saturday. I just want to give it because I'm not sure whether we're going to, distribute and how much it's going to do. We have another powerful queen coming on Saturday for the first time. You know what? She just gave us an award, and this award is taking place in South Africa. She's going to come here. She calls it the She Millionaires. The She Millionaires of Africa, empowering young people, women, bringing also women that are into all these big, big bosses that are, have been struggling in the mining sector. Most of them, the mining gold and diamond and silver, but they gave me the award too because we're doing such a big, big work. So she's going to come here, talk about it. My problem is, or my thing is not just about the awards of us getting it, but my focus is us now empowering us creating the millionaires. Whether it's just a mindset, like she said, her concept is wealth is a mindset. Wealth is a mindset, and we cannot wait. We cannot wait. Oh, wow. I want to congratulate our new subscriber, our new member, Stephen. Thank you so much. I saw your sign here. Say, Mama Susan, you're so beautiful. Thank you so much, my son. Hey, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you for being our member. Thank you, our honorable member. You can see them with their green tick on their names. And this is our young son following us all the way from the continent. He's just been a member of Pan-African Daily TV. Thank you so very much, Stephen. It's what nodding and what, saying it out. Like I said, we're going to have this queen from South Africa tell us about her concept of all Africans millionaires. It's just a mindset that we've been tricked into. And so they're giving this award, for all the beautiful things that we're doing. And so you're already a millionaire. Who of you haven't touched a million? Like sometimes when we say millionaires, and we keep thinking that people have plenty of millions that they keep. All of us have been millionaires. I'm very sure at one point in time, people have touched $1,500, which is $1 million. And they're touching more than that, right? So I thank you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to see ourselves tomorrow with Tony Jaja, Ambassador Tony Jaja, and we're going to meet with her She Millionaires Award, one of the biggest things that we begin to see happen from Africans by Africans to Africans, right? And that's the network that we're building. But watch it out. You can already Google about BRICS, what is going on now. I think it's everywhere on social media, apart from the I don't want to say what Joby said. Joby already gave us the name of who they are. She's a professional journalist and she knows everything out there, right? So people, good night. Lovely. We see ourselves tomorrow again. Stay beautiful, keep smiling, stay strong, stay healthy, drink your water, mind your African business, set your clock, the Ubuntu alarm to ring. You know me, I know you. And once more, many thanks from Professor James Small. Hey, that show was on fire. That birthday was on fire. They called me and asked me to express the thanks. But Professor James is going to be here next week again, just to express his thanks. Like he said, I never thought, these things have not been happening. King Maponga did a beautiful thing, a wonderful thing to moderate. He's also extending his thanks to all of you who join in and said, that's the spirit. That's how we need to start celebrating. That's the right way to go. So keep on that fire. And all of you who in one way or the other, and I still see people still actually congratulating, is still on our Facebook channels. And thank you so very much. So good night, people. We love ourselves, but sometimes we have to go. Okay. Good night. Love you so much. And we see ourselves tomorrow, same time. Bye.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.